Hi friends, it's Lori from Ridgehaven Homestead, and today we are going to be looking at items to put in our first aid kit, all from the Dollar Tree. Welcome to Ridgehaven Homestead. From the mountains of Upper East Tennessee, we share snippets of our off-grid life, cabin build, and garden blessings. Pour yourself a cup of tea, sit back, and take a peek into our off-grid home and family. So we're doing a bargain Dollar Tree haul, and I have let our first aid kit really get low. I am a nurse and I should know better than this, but we have had so many things, and living in our camper, we've just had lots of excuses, and I just haven't kept it up. So I really have it on my mind to replenish our first aid kit, and so I did want to try to do this largely from things from the Dollar Tree. Now this won't be everything that goes in a first aid kit, but I was really surprised at the things I did find that are really useful in $1.25. So I spent around $30 to get all these things, and I'm going to show you. So the first thing that I got at the Dollar Tree was a jug of hydrogen peroxide. And so I used to get these at Walmart, and I think they were 88 cents, but it could have been a smaller one. So I would check around, but having $1.25, it seems like everything, the prices have gone up. So I just wanted to have one because it seems like it's been hit or miss whether they're even at Walmart anymore. So many times I go and they're not there. So I like to have a couple back up for lots of different purposes, for cleaning, for wound care, and just, yeah, lots of things. Okay, so the next thing is isopropyl alcohol. This is 70%, and this is an 8-ounce container. No. This is 16 ounces. This is 32 ounces, and this is 16 ounces. Okay, so you can use rubbing alcohol for, cleaning around wounds and cleaning skin before you put bandages on. It's really helpful. You can also use it for disinfecting surfaces. And so it's something that we should always have on hand. And I kind of actually like the small container because we have a problem with things happening to the lids. And if something happens to the lid on a smaller one, you're not going to feel so bad. So that is just life around here. BioPure 3% hydrogen peroxide. This is a spray. All it is regular hydrogen peroxide, but it's handy to have in the spray bottle because it's a dark spray bottle, and so you can use that for disinfecting. It's also really good if you have fabric or surfaces that have gotten blood on them. Hydrogen peroxide is a really, really handy thing to keep on hand, and then we can refill it from the big jug. Okay, the next thing I got at the Dollar Tree was witch hazel, and this is 8 ounces. This I actually had on my mind to make some insect repellent, and the base is witch hazel, and then it uses essential oils. So I've been really wanting to try that, but I couldn't remember where our witch hazel was. So now I have it, and so I'll probably make some of that, and then I'll be replenishing what I take from this in the first aid kit. Okay, the next thing I was actually pretty excited about that I found at the Dollar Tree. This is Guru Nanda Hydromate, but basically it's an electrolyte drink mix. It is the copycat of Liquid IV. We always keep a supply of Liquid IV around. My husband takes it with him every single day, and he drinks it like water when he's out sweating all day in the heat. So it really helps to keep the cramps down. And so I saw this and I was pretty skeptical because I've seen so many of these through the years, and they usually have not that many vitamins, and they usually are sweetened with like sucralose or something that I don't really want. These happen to be the exact ingredients. If you compare the nutrition and if you compare the ingredients, it's 100% exactly like Liquid IV. So this comes 2 packs for $1.25, and I know that's kind of expensive, but if you keep in mind the Liquid IV is around $1 a stick, then you realize that this is a little bit more economical. So I'm going to be switching this out. We may do a secret taste test and see if anybody notices any difference, because I wouldn't think they would because the ingredients are the same. So I would like to have these around in our first aid kit. Not only for hydration, but it's also for people who have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. If you vomit a lot, if you have a lot of diarrhea, you're going to mess up your electrolytes, and so it's good to replace them with something like that, or Pedialyte or something like that. Okay, now we're going to move into medicines that we got And I usually actually try to avoid medicines. I'm definitely more of an essential oil and natural remedy type person, but there are times when I just like to have it and have it on hand. And so I did pick up this little bottle, and there are 36 chewable gas relief. This is just simethicone. It's just a simple remedy for excess gas. Now, sometimes you need it and it would be nice to have. Sometimes we actually just pop like a charcoal tablet and it has a similar effect, but sometimes you just want to have something on the shelf. So there's that. I also did pick up a small bottle of 15 caplets of guaifenesin. It's only $1.25. I remember a couple years ago when we really needed this, we just couldn't find it. And it was super expensive at CVS. I want to say it was like $30 it wasn't 15 caplets, but it's the same, it was 400 milligrams. And I think that one was actually extended release and this one is not. So if you have, thick mucus and you just, sometimes you just are coughing and need to be able to get it out, this can really help to help that. Okay, this is another medication that I picked up that I wish I did not have to have this one on standby, but I do. It's headache relief. Basically, it's extra strength Excedrin, and I just want to keep this on the shelf for a true emergency. I unfortunately have more migraines than I would like, and if I knew a natural remedy that would work for them, I would use it, but right now I don't know one. And so that is my go-to when I am in a pinch. Okay, sometimes you just need to clear your secretions, and sometimes your nose gets all crusty. And I think about children, and I think about anybody who's just like has a cold and sinus stuff. Sometimes it's really nice to just have some saline nasal spray, and I'm just going to keep this for when we need it, because sooner or later somebody is going to need that. And also in the past we've put a little bit of iodine in there, and then that helps to prevent airborne diseases. So that's kind of a good thing to know. Now we are moving on to, so let's stay with the cold and flu. I've got a package of this Ricola cough drops. These are my favorites. They are herbal cough drops, and there's only 10 in here, but they are individually wrapped and then they're sealed up in this little thing. So my thought is keep them in here sealed up until somebody needs them, and then someone can keep the whole pack by their bed. But a lot of times we get a big pack and then they get open and then we don't use them all, and then before you know it, they are gummy and they're not that great anymore. So having a few small ones is not a bad thing. It wouldn't hurt to keep something like this in the car, but I think that the heat might melt them. So I liked the little small packet. And they did have actually different flavors and different brands of cough drops. I tend to be pretty picky. I don't like colors and I don't like artificial anything. So I left the other ones and I just got these. But there are some where you will get more, like 30 for $1.25. So I didn't get as good of a deal. Next thing I want to show you is this pain relief patch. This is it's called a hot pack. And it's not like a hot pack that you heat up. This is a hot pack that brings heat to the area for healing. It is based on capsaicin and menthol. So basically like icy hot, only it's more natural. Capsaicin is like cayenne pepper, and then menthol is from menthol. So this is kind of an icy hot patch, and these are not huge. It says they're 2 small patches. So 3.15 inches by 4.72 inches. So not huge, but it shows it on that guy's shoulder. And so sometimes if you've like pulled something, or if you have like a, inflamed joint or something like this can be really handy, and you don't want to be going out in the night when somebody is in pain. So it's just kind of nice to have something like that where you can, if it's there, you'll use it. And if you don't have it, you're not going to be able to use it. Okay, another category that I got was like support for if there is an injury. I got the ankle support brace and I got the wrist support brace. Now these are not the highest heavy duty. You get 2 of the ankle support braces and they're pretty strong, but they're not like medical grade. But if you have some swelling in your ankle, if you've twisted or bruised it and you just need some support, this can be that for you. And 2 for $1.25 is a pretty good deal. Okay, just so you know, I don't get any kickbacks from the Dollar Tree. I just thought it would be a good place to go. Okay, so the wrist support brace is just something that is going to wrap around your wrist, where if you've strained it, like you've fallen on it or something. It's pretty basic. It's not anything that is like, doesn't have like major support, but it will support your wrist. It feels pretty good there. And so if you have swelling or something, it's not a bad thing to keep on hand. And then I just remembered from when Adam broke his wrist, he has like some more heavy duty ones, so we need to grab those and put them with our supplies too. Keep them all in one place. Otherwise, if we can't find them, what good is it really going to be for us? Okay, so there's those. And then along the same lines, I got this. It's basically an ace bandage. It is, it's not as heavy duty as probably a regular ace bandage, but it will serve the purpose. And I like to have these when like I'm doing a charcoal poultice or something, and this black one will be perfect for that because I'm tired of those other ones getting stained. Now they did have like pink, orange, yellow, bright colors, but I just decided to go with the black. This is not the biggest one in the world. I think it is. It's 5.4 yards, but it'll wrap a limb, and it has the little butterfly closures. So that's really handy. We've been in situations where we really needed ace bandages and couldn't find them. And so, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. If you haven't used this kind of self-adhesive wrap, which is kind of like a tape and it's kind of like an ace bandage, this is a really cool thing to try. It's basically similar to an ace bandage, only it's made out of like this corrugated elastic type plastic that sticks to itself. You don't need those little closures. And it can be used for support like an ace bandage would, or it can be used to hold a dressing on. So that's a good thing. Paper tape, you can never have too much tape, honestly, for wounds. And then moving along, we have some wound care stuff. I didn't get a lot of wound care stuff. I actually need to go back and get some more, but I figured a little bit at a time, and we'll just keep getting it gradually, and then we'll build up our stock. So I did get some 2x2s, and this is a pack of 10 2x2s for $1.25. Seems like a reasonably good deal. And this is actually the kind that is, it has that little film on it. It's not the plasticky film, but it is the film that prevents it from sticking as badly. 2x2s, they're really useful for cleaning and for padding wounds. Okay, so I got a pack of 26 flexible fabric Band-Aids, and these are all one size. So it's just your basic regular Band-Aid. So there we go. And then I also got this little first aid portable pack. This is just a little Band-Aid pack. It has 15 items in it, and I'll read you what it has. It has 2 alcohol swabs. It has 3 fabric smallish bandages, and then 3 fabric larger bandages, and then 3 plastic bandages, and then it has 1 plastic large bandage like you might put on your knee, and then 3 of the little dot bandages. So this would be a really, really handy thing to keep in a car, in a jacket pocket. And I thought actually about sticking this in jacket pockets of the flood victims, because if you're gonna get a jacket for them, slide something else that's useful in there. So I was thinking about getting one for every family member at least, and just having a few Band-Aids in the car would be super handy. And then also, which could go in that little Ziploc thing, is this liquid skin. This is a tiny little package of liquid skin, but you don't need a lot. And basically, if you've not used it, it's pretty useful, especially like if you get a small cut or, something that's not really huge. You can't use it for gaping wounds, but if you have a small cut, you're just gonna paint a little bit of that on there. And it's very similar to nail polish, but I think the last time I knew it, it had like eugenol in it, which is like oil of cloves, which has a little bit of skin deadening. I cannot read the ingredients. I don't see them on here. I don't know. This may not be the same kind. So it's basically just a bandage that keeps the water out, keeps dirt out. And so that will be a good thing to I figured that would fit right in here, and then zip it right up and it would keep it sealed. And then if you have a little cut or, you know, or a little burn, you can paint that on there. Okay, just like 2 more things, and that I got a roll of gauze. This is a sterile roll of gauze, 3 inches by 2.5 yards. If you get hurt and you need to bandage somebody's limb, there you have that. And then the last thing I got was a pill container. It's a pill organizer. This, I don't know if this is even going to go in the first aid kit so much. This may just be something that we use outside of the first aid kit, but it is kind of handy. And so you have your evening and your morning, and you actually flip them. It's evening this way and then morning. And so it's a little bit different. I expected it to be a little bit different how you read it, but that's just how it works. And so sometimes you have supplements that you want to take and just keep track of. Did I really take them? I can't remember. So yeah, there we go. So all this, it's a pretty good start on a well-stocked first aid kit for $30. And I am really glad to have the things that I have added to this. I feel like I need to go back like every week and just make it a point to add a few more rolls of gauze, a few more gauze pads, a few more Band-Aids, because as we use them, we have to be replenishing them. Otherwise, it's going to go empty like it basically is now. So please tell me if you found anything useful at the Dollar Tree as far as first aid supplies, and I will be keeping you updated with more things that I find in future videos. But for now, that's all. Be well, be safe, and God bless.